Welcome back to Cottage Designs by Erin, where today we are going to be working on a finishing project. If you are interested in making the Valentine's Day quilt behind me, scroll back through my videos to curved piecing and I will give you the instructions and the pattern on how to make that quilt. So I am Erin, owner and operator of Cottage Designs by Erin on Etsy, where I am known for making custom-made doll clothing for vintage collector dolls, namely 1950s dolls, and I also sew for 1800s dolls. So this is one of my current finished products if you're interested in this, and it is a dress designed to fit the 8-inch Jenny or Madame Alexander dolls. Okay, so I finished in the last 2 months this little sampler called Autumn Sampler by Little House Blessings. It's very inexpensive. You can still buy this as a kit on eBay with the bell swath threads. It takes about a week to make, and this is the finished design. Now, I'm happy with the design, but it's not perfect. Okay, there are some errors. One little bird is fatter than the other one. I don't know what happened there. He must have eaten more. So I was going to have it framed. If I had it framed, it would look like this. This is the spring sampler that I just finished. Also by Little House Needleworks, same company, and it was also a kit with the bell swath threads. This little frame piece cost me $75. Okay, I had a custom frame. It's got non-glare museum glass, and so it's kind of a pricey endeavor. So since this is imperfect, I decided to just make a little pillow out of it. And so I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that today. The first thing I did is cut a piece of muslin the same size on the back. So now I'm going to move the camera to my hands. Okay, so we have our piece, and then I have this beautiful piece of calico, which has little fall colors in it. This fabric is called Kansas Trouble by Moda. So I'm going to lay this down on, I'm going to put pretty side facing to the pretty side facing of the sampler, and I'm going to pin it in place. Okay, then to remind myself to leave a place to turn it big enough for my hands, I'm going to put a couple pins at the bottom. To remind myself to leave this area open. Okay, so I brought my machine up, and we are now going to sew around this little pillow using a 1/4 inch seam. Oh, I got on a zigzag. We don't need that happening. wondering why I'm going so slow, what I'm doing, I'm feeling to see if I have all the layers caught in. A little bit more there. I think I left a little much for turning. I think I'll go a little past that. Okay, so we are now going to remove our pins. We want to look and see, did we get everything caught all the way around before we flip it? Oh, I got a questionable spot. Let me bring my machine back up. I don't want to flip it and then realize it's not caught. Okay, now we're going to clip off the corners up to the stitch line, but not through the stitch line. Okay, so I'm now going to flip the piece inside out. And the reason you put a piece of muslin or some kind of backing fabric on your needlework is because when you put polyfill in there, you don't want the polyfill fuzz to then poke through the hose. We want to poke our corners out as much as possible. Okay, here's our cute little piece. Also, if you ever stitch something and you have a loose thread and you don't know how to fix it, you can on the back of your needlework put a piece of Scotch tape to hold it in place. Okay, so now we're going to, if we turn in our seam allowance that we have down here, we can see that we have plenty left to turn under to hem it shut. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a bag of polyfill that was given to me, and we are going to stuff this piece. And this is just the plain old polyfill bag that you can buy. You can buy this at Walmart, or you can buy it at Hobby Lobby. Nothing special. probably wasn't a good idea to wear a black t-shirt on stuffing day. That's okay. We will delint ourselves when it's over. I just thought this would be a cute way to finish this rather than pay $75 to have it framed, which I'm not opposed to if it was a really, you know, pristine, perfect piece, but it's not. It's just cute. And when you stuff your pillows, you always want to make sure that you get your corners nice and bulky and thick. Okay, we're looking pretty good. Let me see here. I think the corners maybe could use a little more. All right, now let's see if I can get it, if I'm going to be able to get it shut. I think we're pretty full. Okay, so I'm going to now pin it. Oh, I keep stabbing myself. Pin it in the seam allowance here. Now you can sew this shut, or you can glue it shut. I think I am going to opt for glue today. I still feel like those corners are just not thick enough. Let me see here. This one in particular is a little droopy. You don't want your corners to be droopy, so you want to try to get as much as you can packed in there. As my home ec teacher used to say, about the time you think you can't put any more in it, any more stuffing in it, try it again, and there's usually room for more. I'd say, but teacher, I can't fit any more in there. Keep trying, keep trying. Okay. All right, I think that's good, because if we get it too full, we're not going to be able to shut it. All right, I'm now going to push my stuffing down. The seam allowance is already folded in just by habit. It just does that once you are close to being finished. So now I'm going to bring my hot glue gun over. I just had this sitting on a old cookie tin lid. And I'm going to very slowly and gently go a little bit at a time and glue this shut. It sets up very quickly. got a little bit of a glue mess there, but we're not going to worry about it because I'm going to put trim on this, so it still will be hidden. The mess will be hidden, I'm saying. Okay, so all I'm doing is pushing in the stuffing, and then I'm getting the seams to align. And then I take my glue gun and right on the seam allowance, I put just a little bit of glue at a time and turn it under. You just want to do teeny tiny little inch at a time because hot glue sets up very quickly. And if you don't get it all turned under or whatever, you'll make a mistake. It'll be stuck like that and you'll have a mess. Okay, I pulled off any little glue strings. Let's see, we have a little spot I missed down here. Okay, so it would be fine just like this. But now I'm going to put some trim on it. I have two options for trim. I have this orange that I could put around. I don't like that. That's too bright, I think. Next I have a peachy color, which kind of matches the pumpkin. This is always the fun part, trimming them out. That looks kind of drab. Kind of washes it out a little bit. Then I have a lime green, which is a little too bright. I have a sort of a celery green. See how that looks. That's not really too bad. Not too bad, but I'm still not sold on it. I also have this beautiful satin ribbon that my friend Vicky found at a thrift shop. What's it called? Does it say? Oh, it's Stampin' Up! Ribbon. I think we'll go with this. So when you put your trims on, you're going to start at the bottom so that you can hide your seam. So I'm going to go along the seam allowance here. And I'm going to start gluing the ribbon in place. And the reason you start at the bottom is because that's the part that the pillow is going to sit on, so the seam will be hidden. Grab another couple of glue sticks here. Go around the corner. This ribbon's really nice. It's flat since it's made to go on scrapbook pages. It's just beautiful. is what we have so far. You can see why I love it when people give me things, because I eventually use it. I'm very fortunate. I live in an old neighborhood in town, but it's a very common street. And so people leave things on my porch all the time for me. And oh, I just love it. It's like coming home to a treasure hunt. They'll leave ribbon, fabric, patterns. It's all fabulous. Okay, so you can see we have that side done. And we're going to continue to go around, doing just an inch or two at a time. Okay, we're going to keep on till we get we're just about done. A friend of mine said, I watch your videos. Why do you keep putting dingle balls on everything? What are you talking about? The pom-pom trim. He calls it dingle balls. I'm like, well, that's not one I've heard before. No dingle balls today, just beautiful ribbon. Okay, now we're going around the corner. And we want it to line up with this other piece, and maybe even if we can overlap it just a touch. I think I'm going to lap one piece over the other here. Okay, so there is our finished product. So we have it all stuffed. The backing is beautiful. The ribbon trim is beautiful. There's a little glue strand. Let's get that off there. That is our finished product. So please like and subscribe for more ideas in the future and more finishing ideas, and stay with me for more projects. Give me a thumbs up, please. Thank you.